against him for a while now, but what is it that makes Robert Thomas such a difficult player to play against?
I think he's, first of all, I think how intelligent he is at the game. His hockey IQ is pretty phenomenal. He sees passing lanes that not a lot of people see, and obviously his shot is something that I don't think people talk about that much. But he's got a fantastic shot. But he kind of does everything. He PKs. He's dangerous every time he's on the ice. He makes a lot of great plays out there. He's a tough opponent every shift you're against him.
You are certainly more than qualified to talk about what the difference is between a referee and a linesman dropping the puck. When Andrew Smith went out of the game the other night and it became just Ryan Daisy, how important is that to you as a setter, that it's a linesman that continues and that it wasn't Chris Schlenker?
Yeah, it's a huge difference. First of all, I think it was obviously scary to see Andrew Smith, obviously not feeling well, and you never want to see anyone get hurt. So you just obviously hope that he's feeling healthy very soon. And I think that was the first question out of a lot of our mouths was, is Schlenker dropping the puck or is it Ryan? So obviously they did a great job at it. That's the situation you never want to see. But I thought the refs handled it really well, and making sure that we were able to get another linesman out there was huge, and obviously in a big point of the game. So I thought the refs handled that situation really well.
You guys have done a lot of things well in the first two games. Mark, what would you single out as probably the number one thing you guys have done best so far in 2 games?
It's tough to pinpoint just one thing. I think we played a good team game. No matter what the game brings, we kind of stick to our game plan, stick to what we do best, and go from there. And they've both been super hard fought games, kind of right to the end kind of games. So obviously we're happy with getting the 2 wins at home, and obviously it's going to be a big test going to St. Louis and playing in front of their fans. So we're excited for the challenge and ready to get rocking.
What's going to you being the best road team in the NHL this season?
I don't know. Especially during the season, there's a lot of factors that go into that. But I think just next man up. You don't have last change. You just go out and play against whoever you're playing against, and do what you can. And I think our whole squad, top to bottom, has done a great job at that.
Mark, every player wants to elevate their game on a bigger stage in the playoffs. Not everyone can do it. We've seen you do it in the past. Certainly looks like you're doing it again. What is it about playoff hockey that brings out the best in Mark Scheifele?
Yeah, this is what we play for. You play 82 games to get to the postseason, and it's definitely not hard to get excited for these games. So it's been a good start, and just want to keep it going. Like I said before, it's gonna be a tough test going into their building. We know they're gonna be ready, and it's gonna be another tough test. So we're just excited to get there and put our best foot forward.
Does it matter that this is a building you guys have had some success in before? You won twice this year in St. Louis. Even in 2019, you took 2 games in that series. Or does all that go out the window?
I think it goes out the window. It's a new animal, especially come playoffs. We know their fans are going to be rowdy and loud and excited. So as well as their players. So it doesn't really bring. Doesn't come into effect. Previous stuff. We're just ready to get playing again and hopefully get some wins down there.
In both the pregame warm-ups, Joel Hofer was staying on late with you and shooting pucks towards you. I mean, how irritating was that for you?
Not very, to be honest. I like to be off last. It's not a thing that really comes into my brain. I know the league and the Zamboni guys and the guys that take care of the ice. It's more it's more about them to get the ice ready for the game. So obviously it's something I've done for my whole career. So I just kind of wanted to get off the ice for the Zambonis guys to be able to get out there and do their job properly, and didn't do a whole lot. I thought it was more funny than anything.
How did that start, wanting to be the last guy on the ice?
I don't even know. Honestly, I don't even have an answer for you. It's just something I did, and it's kind of, I think I did rock paper scissors with Segs, a number of years ago. Honestly, it's just, I don't know. You added some weird quirk about me, but all in good fun.